Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. While Bitcoin and XRP are seeing low greed levels, Ethereum's 147+% gains since early April still has traders bullish. All right, guys, this coming from Sentiment here. Markets move the opposite direction of the crowd's expectations, which actually makes BTC and XRP buy low candidates, if you can believe it. So the FOMO is so high on Ethereum right now that BTC and XRP are actually looking like good buys at the moment. You can see here the BTC 1.33 bullish per one bearish call. Okay, so it's low FOMO right now. Same with XRP down here at 1.11 bullish per one bearish call. So an interesting metric here. You compare that to Ethereum, and it's all the way up to 2.53. So, Ethereum, a bit of a late bloomer this cycle. This is Ethereum on the 1 hour chart, and Ethereum, as you guys can see, is now up to $3,700, roughly $3,700 per coin. We recently did see a localized high back on July the 21st at $3,800, so it's only about $100 off that localized high. For Ethereum, guys, this was the preeminent altcoin in the last bull run. We are still a few $100 away from all-time high. That all-time high did retrace back in December 2024, so we did get rejected off that, a huge rejection down here, and now Ethereum making its way back up. Of course, Ethereum only part of the story, and for altcoins, it was the main cryptocurrency we were paying attention to in the last bull run to kind of gauge where altcoins were going this bull run. Things have changed up, though, a little bit. Fear and greed, guys, down to 64. We're still in greed, though. Altcoin season has really hasn't moved too much, still at 43. We got the market cap up by a little bit, up over 1%. CMC 100 up over 1.5. But the market is showing some green gains today. So that is some positive news, albeit we're not seeing the kinds of gains that we were expecting in that last push to the upside. But guys, maybe, just maybe, we're going to be all right. I mean, if Jim Cramer is calling XRP a con at 38 cents, logic would dictate that this thing is going to soar even higher. Listen to this.
If we put up XRP and Solana and Dogecoin, those are all, I believe, cons. I mean, if we think that the XRP slash USD coin is something that we should be following, well, I mean, we should be following we should put up like Rent the Runway and Stitch Fix up there. I mean, honestly, I just find it's just a random group of things that we put up. And that I question that because I'm busy trying to find how to make money for people. And I don't want to try to figure out how to lose money for people.
A con at 38 cents per coin, and now XRP is going for $3.19 currently as of the time of this recording, guys. You can see on the daily, XRP has rebounded significantly. You can see those long wicks here over the last few days. You can see buyers were buying up XRP. This transitional candlestick, I'm going to say it right here, this one right in there, you can see very short body, long wick, long tail. Actually, not a very long wick, but a long tail. Transitional candlestick, volume was down a little bit. You can see the buying pressure was ramping up. And so now what we are seeing for XRP, guys, a double bottom pattern here, bottoming out at about $3 per coin. So buyers are now realizing, okay, the $3 level is now really that level where buying seems logical. And you guys can see that level there. It's just over $3, right and around here. I want to say somewhere in around there. That was former resistance from back on July the 14th. Also forming new support back on July the 16th before we did see that new all-time high of $3.66. So now, guys, we're rebounding out of this one XRP, going for $3.19 per coin. So the long liquidations are slowing down to about 15 million. Net outflows are flattening out, and the selling is getting exhausted. Guys, we're seeing that on the chart. It's being reflected on the chart. Market is rebounding, even as I was showing you guys the little bit of green that we were seeing on the chart. So markets are rebounding a little bit, and Bitcoin dominance, that has actually gone up too. Now, we've been waiting for Bitcoin dominance to crater. I mean, we want our altcoins to rock. Still, BTC dominance is over 60%, and many alts are ripping. Keep your eye on Sui Coin, says Crypto Eddie. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart real quickly. And again, I guess I should say, for more information on where I think this market's going to go, guys, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I've rolled back prices. I know some of you guys wanted to join the Patreon. I did raise prices a few months ago, but guys, I've rolled them back. Old school prices, only $5 a month right now. So if you subscribe and stay subscribed, you can lock in at that $5 price point. The Patreon is where I'm going to be detailing my trading journey for this particular bull run, exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be letting my Patreon subscribers know exactly where I'm going to be trading out some of my cryptocurrencies, including the $15,000 plus portfolio, all my legacy coins, including XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, and more. Follow me if you guys are interested in that. Bitcoin dominance is just one of the things that I'm looking at on the Patreon. We can see Bitcoin did reach 65%, and I have a feeling that is the highest we're going to see it. Now we are starting to see that crater. And in the last week, guys, we've seen that indecisive candlestick, a lot of buying pressure up here. I think, though, we will see more weeks where we do see Bitcoin cascade. And really, what we've seen in the past, Bitcoin getting down to the 41% level. Down in here, we saw that back in 2021. Of course, that was the top of the last cycle. And early 2018. Right around here, it actually dipped down lower than that, but 41% roughly. So we're going to keep our eye on the prize. Wanted to thank Crypto Eddie, Chad Steingraber, not financial advice, of course, and Sentiment for posting those. It's all good, though. It was an easy call coming from Bill Morgan here. Whales just jumped on the price drop and grabbed over 130 million XRP. Michael Branch also commenting that 7,500 XRP addresses are joining every day. So, guys, we're seeing a lot of bullish activity surrounding XRP, and I think for good reason. You know, these are not considered, here, let's bring back the XRP chart real quickly. These are not considered bearish moves at this point in time. People are still feeling the FOMO. They're still feeling very bullish on XRP. And so they're treating these as good trading opportunities. So here we have XRP addresses, 7,500 addresses joining per day. This is according to data from on-chain analytics firm Sentiment. XRP has seen its network growing at 7,500 addresses per day. A wallet is set to be online when it participates in some kind of transaction activity on the blockchain. So these are active addresses, and it doesn't matter here. They're including them whether they are senders or receivers. Thus, the addresses coming online for the first time would correspond to wallets that are making their very first transfer. There can be a number of reasons behind an uptick in address generation. New investors joining the network and old ones who had sold earlier coming back. Coming back both lead to the rise of network growth. Similarly, existing users creating multiple wallets for a purpose like privacy can also contribute to the trend. In general, all of these can be assumed to be simultaneously at play whenever the network growth spikes. In other words, some net adoption of the assets can be considered to have occurred. Now, here is a chart that shows the trend in the network growth of XRP over the last few months. So here's the sentiment chart from back a couple of days ago now. XRP peaked at 11,058 new addresses, wallet addresses created on July the 17th. So that was back from about a week and a half ago. But we're still seeing network addresses joining every single day, 7,500 every single day. Of course, Whales took this opportunity to buy more XRP, 130 million just in the last 24 hours. And I know some of you guys are probably thinking to yourself, well, if I'm not going to sell my XRP yet, if it's not near my price targets, maybe I could earn some yield. The other day I did talk about a new product. And again, even though I do talk about these news articles and these products, it doesn't mean, guys, that I am actually actively promoting them. I'm just bringing you guys the news, letting you guys know what's out there. Mickle here commenting, this will continue to be a huge problem for DeFi. Yield is great, but not having your entire bag at risk. So Christian here posted this. Over 500 million has been lost in 27 crypto attacks or crypto hacks since the beginning of April. Just be mindful, guys, of where you're putting your crypto. I personally do not keep large sums of cryptocurrency on the exchange. I do keep them in a Ledger Nano, a cold wallet storage solution. I do have an affiliate link in the description of the video. If you guys are looking for something like that, if you guys are seeing your portfolio rising, you might want to consider something like the Ledger Nano. It's cold wallet storage, so you have your own keys, not your crypto. Again, affiliate link in the description. You can use it if you want. You don't have to use it, but I thought it was an appropriate time to bring you this public service announcement. Wanted to thank Mickle for that. Guys, I also happen to see this. Finastra migrates all customers to the ISO 20022 standard. This is ultimately what we've been waiting for. So Finastra is one of the larger and one of the first Ripple partners. They're a global provider of financial services software, and today they announced that 100% of their payment customers have now successfully moved over to the ISO 20022 standard. This milestone positions Finastra's customers at the forefront of the industry, empowering financial institutions to stay ahead and meet customer demand in a rapidly evolving landscape. Finastra's proactive agreement, deep expertise, and unwavering commitment ensured a seamless transition and revealed new efficiencies in our payment operations. Our partners at Finastra have consistently demonstrated real tangible value and reliably show us that they are more than just a vendor. They are a strategic partner dedicated to our ongoing success. As one of the first software providers to be certified for ISO 20022 compliance for Fedwire last year, Finastra has set a new benchmark for operational excellence and regulatory compliance in payment processing. The company currently processes 25% of the total U.S. Fed volume. So guys, that's a huge amount, reflecting the trust and confidence placed in solutions by financial institutions of all sizes around the world. Globally, Finastra's customers process over $7 trillion in payments each and every day, leveraging the company's robust technology to ensure seamless operations and superior customer experiences. So guys, a Ripple partner, Finastra, they have now successfully migrated 100% of their clients on the ISO 20022 standard. I think you probably know what that means. Coming down the pike, of course, everything going to be tokenized. The ETF Revolution is here as well, as per Larry Fink. This coming from All In Crypto. Here's what Larry Fink had to say. Listen to this.
We launched the iShares Bitcoin ETF. And so I would say to you, if we could ETF a Bitcoin, imagine what we could do with all financial instruments. And so what we announced in our architectural change, iShares was this business division in itself, and we thought that's too exclusive. We needed to include the ethos, the philosophy, the spirituality of what iShares can provide in everything we do at BlackRock, because we believe we're just halfway there in the ETF revolution, that everything is going to be ETF'd. And we needed to ensure both active products, passive products, digital products are going to be used through the vehicle of ETFs. At the same time, in this architectural change, we're elevating the whole concept that we are going to be curating more and more of our performance-based products too. So it's a very large architectural change.
Everything's going to be ETF'd. But guys, how are they going to do it? Well, they have to put it on chain. You can't just streamline everything unless you have superior technology. I mean, with the legacy systems, it's just been very, very cumbersome. But now the technology is here, running on blockchain, on DLT. Larry Fink has even said, we're going to be tokenizing everything. That has been, one of those talking points that he said in at least 3 or 4 different interviews now. So, ETFing everything, I think, is a euphemism for everything is going to be running on DLT technology. Wrath of Kahneman commenting, on this new partnership, XAND Bank and Ripple were both working with Dubai's land department on real estate, and apparently XAND approved to manage regulated escrow accounts with adoption of blockchain and AI. Ripple via Control Alt, we talked about that a few days ago. They're supporting the XRPL property title tokenization, so payments in real estate and more are now being tokenized by the Dubai Land Department. XAND is already a partner with FOMOPay, who also uses Ripple payments for treasury and liquidity management, and XAND serves their institutional flows. So essentially, Ripple can create connected but vertically segmented domains using Ripple payments and XRP in the United Arab Emirates. This structure matters for XRP. When Ripple links 2 licensed endpoints, XRP becomes an allowed option for bridging, okay? The AED, or the Dirham, and SGD, tokenized and trusted XRP between potentially. XRP can serve as a bridge asset between separate liquidity zones, as we know, using ODL or Ripple payments. Ripple stated XAND is also exploring stablecoin use cases, so it'd be interesting to see how they're going to be integrating that, and if they're going to be using the RLUSD. Great, because they are also working with IDA in Hong Kong, the stablecoin issuer, to build X-border or cross-border corridors. So if those stablecoins integrate XRP, they could bridge between IDA domains and XAND's regulated AED flows. So interesting to see now how this is integrating, not just with the technology to be able to integrate over DLT, but also now integrating a second component, the payments component, using stablecoins. So Ripple's partnership with XAND Bank went under the radar because XAND is still young, but they're a bank adding a compliant AED on-ramp. And for those of you guys who do not know, the AED is basically the code for the dirham, the official fiat currency of the UAE. So this adds CBUAE license alongside Ripple's DFSA license. It's early, still early, but there is important potential here. Maybe, again, they will use the RLUSD as well, something that I've also been wondering. So interesting news there. Another great partnership. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. We've also got this huge announcement from Ripple. Okay, this was posted within the last 24 hours from the official Ripple Twitter X account. Prime brokerage services, once dominated by big banks, are evolving to bring institutions into DeFi with regulated clearing for derivatives, swaps, and crypto while unlocking trillions in trade. Okay, Brad Garlinghouse made an appearance in another episode of Crypto in 1 Minute. Anders here posting, buying Hidden Road, okay, might have been the biggest power move in crypto history. Billions are not at stake. Guys, it's trillions of dollars. Listen to this.
Let's be honest, who is better, me or David Schwartz? Hi, I'm Brad Garlinghouse. This is Crypto in 1 Minute. A prime broker is really a one-stop shop that allows all kinds of different asset managers, whether these are well-known hedge funds, trading desks, market makers. It gives them a one-stop shop venue to trade and clear everything from digital assets, derivatives, swaps, all kinds of different assets. And these guys are doing trillions of dollars of trades. Historically, those have been really owned by the traditional commercial banks, the JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachs. Banks now don't do, well, new players like Hidden Road, a company Ripple bought recently, is new to this space, and they're growing very quickly by serving that same market, but also including digital assets as part of the mix. Having a well-capitalized and a super strong balance sheet player like Hidden Road is allowing more institutions to come into these asset classes against a well-capitalized counterparty, and that is prime brokers bringing people into crypto in 1 minute.
So Brad says there, it's not billions, it's trillions of dollars of money coming into the financial space, being digitized on, well, in this case, the XRP ledger through Ripple partner Hidden Road. And you guys heard it, the legacy companies that used to run this kind of thing were the legacy banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, those guys. Now it's changing. So you can see why they're getting a bit scared. Ex-finance bull here saying, talking about this clip as well. Boom. Prime brokerage just went crypto and it's insanely bullish for XRP. Ripple-backed Hidden Road is doing what JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs can't do. Onboarding institutions into digital assets, swaps, and derivatives is worth trillions of dollars. Vincent Van Code also commenting, multi-trillion-dollar markets are coming to XRP and crypto. Gone are the days where crypto was just a hedge, or let's say a threat against fiat. It is now becoming compliant, legal, and finally adopted rightfully as technology, not weaponized to take down governments and banks. I believe the XRP ledger and the work Ripple is doing, and maybe others have done in the past decade, have given it a significant market share and positioned it as the go-to solution for decentralized finance. Guys, boom goes the dynamite. It's no wonder guys like Sal Gilbertie are standing behind XRP and Ripple. They're poised to be the major winners in the crypto space. He just said this on Tony Edwards' Thinking Crypto podcast. Listen to this.
Not a real Solana or Ethereum guy, but XRP I get. And XRP, the Ripple team, I understand the financial system. I understand the banking system to some degree. And I understand, as we all do, when you try to send a wire, it's a hassle. And, in the old days, it was T+3 settlement. We're now at T+1 settlement for a lot of stocks and futures and options. Well, that's still ridiculous. Yeah. So anything that speeds up the system, the whole blockchain, the Ripple team from their outset have been out there laying the groundwork in the background to change the financial system, primarily through transfer of assets, primarily through replacing, hopefully, the SWIFT system, which is what wire transfers operate on by and large. And so we just thought, XRP being the token for that. Now there's RLUSD and the whole Ripple ecosystem. But from the beginning, their management has been very focused and very professional at building that out. We think they're one of many, but they're going to win the game.
They're one of many, but he says they are the ones that are going to win the game. Guys, are you ready to win the game? Follow me at patreon.com/Working Money Channel for more information on where I think this market's going to go. Conversely, I do have the Working Money Channel merch store. If you guys are interested in, maybe supporting the channel, purchasing some Working Money Channel merch, link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.